Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Adil Hamid, the teacher of the course. Last lecture we studied theoretical background about poetry. We studied the definition of poetry, the criteria of poetic text, the types of poetry and the types of poem. Today we will have practical lecture about how to analyze poetry. As you know well that you will study poetry for the next 3 stages, the second, third and the fourth, and you will face many poems, and the first thing you need to know is how to analyze poetry, and will be our practical lecture today. The question how to analyze poetry and what are the steps of analyzing poetry. Here are the 10 steps to analyze unseen poems. And the first step is we need to look at the title of the poem and the form and the shape, العنوان والشكل, because it is important. The title can give us indication about the topic of the poem. قد يعطينا المؤشر العنوان عن نوعية القصيدة and form and step. This is the first step. The second step, we need to read the poem aloud in our mind. So you need to read the poem aloud in your mind. The third step, think about the voice, who the speaker is. Who is the speaker? Is the speaker the poet himself or somebody else inside the poem? Step number 4, think about the subject of the poem and the setting, الموضوع, and setting the time and the place, الزمان والمكان. So where and when of the poem. Step number 5, look at the words used. Identify the repetition, whether there are repeated words or not, because this can give us impression or mean something. And think about the themes. So the theme, the main idea of the poem, الفكرة الرئيسية للقصيدة. Step number 6, look at the rhyme, القافية, and rhythm, الإيقاع of the poem للقصيدة. So we need to look at the rhyme and the rhythm of the poem. Step number 7, identify poetic devices. التعرف على الوسائل الشعرية, similes and metaphors اللي درسناهن في figures of speech. And step number 8, identify imagery, الصور البلاغية, الصور اللغوية أو البلاغية, words that paint, عفوا الصور المجازية اللي هم and words, كلمات that paint pictures in your mind, الكلمات اللي يخلقها الشاعر في مخيلتك عن طريق اللغة مالته. And number 9, think about the mood of the poem. Is it positive or negative? هل المود الموجود في القصيدة سلبي, حزين أو إيجابي, مفرح؟ Step number 10, consider the message of the poem. ما هي الرسالة التي تريد أن تقدمها لنا القصيدة؟ How does it make you feel? ما هو الشعور اللي وصل لنا حينما قرأنا هذه القصيدة؟ So these steps, so they are very important to analyze any poem. Now we will take an example, sample poem to study. نموذج, قصيدة نموذج للدراسة, which is أموريتي, قصيدة أموريتي للشاعر Edmund Spenser. First of all, we need to know the poet's biography. علينا أن نعرف سيرة حياة الكاتب. So Edmund Spenser. Who is Edmund Spenser? Edmund Spenser was born in 1552. Spenser was English subject during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. He was sent to Ireland in an official mission, and there he met and loved Elizabeth Boyle. في أيرلندا قابل وحب فتاة اسمها Elizabeth Boyle, a young woman from important English family who was probably half of his age. كانت بنصف عمره. Sonnet 75 Sonita 75 is taken from Edmund Spenser poem Umberty. أخذت من قصيدة Umberty, which was published in 1595. The poem has been fragmented into 89 short sonnets that combined make up the whole poem. The name of Umberty itself means little notes or little Cupid, إله الحب الصغير. He died in 1599. So let us now consider the story of the poem. The story of the poem step by step. First, the poet Spenser and his love wife, Elizabeth, were sitting on the beach, on the sands here. And then the poet wrote the name of his wife on the sand, as you see, Elizabeth. And then the waves came and wiped the name out. جاءت الأمواج وجرفت الاسم أو مسحت. The poet repeated writing the name by other hand. Then she, زوجة حبيبته, laughed and comments on his efforts to write her name. So علقت بسخرية على محاولاته في كتابة اسمها على الرمال. And we will see, we'll discover what she has said and what she said to him. And then he comments back on her comment. علق أو رد على تعليقته. This is the story of the poem. So let us see and read the poem. So as you mentioned that, you see here, he is starting, the poet himself starting the story. And he said, one day I wrote her name upon the strand, but came the waves and washed it away. Again I wrote it with the second hand, but came the tide and made my pains his prey. So then she, the girl, commented on him, vain man, رجل أحمق, said she, يا قلب, that dost in vain say, a mortal thing so to immortalize. For I myself shall like to this decay, and eke my name be wiped out likewise. And then he commented back, not so, quoth I, let's baser things devise, to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. My verse your virtues rare shall etonize, and in heaven write your glorious name, where when us death shall all the world subdue, Our love shall live, and later life renew. So, why did the poet write the poem? What are the motivations behind, or the reason? First, love, because he loved her. Second, eternity of the spiritual love. He would like to explain that the spiritual love is eternal. الحب العذري خالد. To prove that poetry can immortalize love. That poetry and literature can immortalize love. So let us consider or see or we'll have a look on the structure of the poem. تركيب مثل ما شفنا بالخطوات العشرة أن ننظر إلى تركيبة القصيدة شكل. The type of poem is a sonnet. نوعها sonnet. If you remember that the sonnet, the definition of the sonnet, we defined in the last lecture, it is a poem with 14 lines. And if you see that, so we have 4, 4, 4, 12, and then plus 2, it will be 14. And what type of sonnets? As we mentioned before, that we have two types of sonnets. We have Italian sonnet and English sonnet. It is English sonnet. Why? Because it consists of 4 stanzas. 4 مقاطع شعرية. 3 quatrains. 3 مقاطع رباعية. 4 lines. And 1 couplet. ومقطع ثنائي. Look at this. Here 4 and here 4 and here 4 and the couplets. Those 2 as we said before. Then let us analyze or explain the poem stanza by stanza. So, first, one day I wrote her name upon the strand. So the poet himself, so is telling us the story that one day, and he, her wife and him, sitting there, and he wrote her name upon the strand, على الشاطئ, على الرمال. But came the waves and washed it away. Washed it. Again, I write it with the second hand. كتبت باليد الأخرى. But came the tide, جاء and made my pains his prey. And also wiped out, and I felt sad for this. So, vain man, said she. هي قالت, هي علقت. رجل أحمق. That does in vain essay. مشغول بعمل غير مجدي. A mortal thing. So to immortalize. الشيء الذي لا يخلد لا يمكن تخليده. She is saying about, and she is telling this about what? About her name. For I myself shall like to this decay. لأنني نفسي أنا سوف أمحى من الوجود. يعني مو فقط اسمي يمحى من الرمال. And eke my name, وكذلك اسمي, be wiped out likewise. سيمحى. And then you see here, mortal thing means what? Love. That our love will end, and myself will end, and my name will end, will vanish, will disappear. Then third stanza. Not so. ليس الأمر كذلك. Could I. قلت أنا. Let baser things advise to die in dust, but you shall live by fame. ستذهب الأشياء غير المجدية هباء أو تنتهي، لكن أنت ستخلدك أو سيخلدك الشهرة. بأي واسطة؟ how؟ شلون راح يخلدها؟ my verse شعري your virtues rare shall eternize. سيخلد جمالك. and in the heavens وفي السماء write your glorious name. سيكتب اسمك المضيء. منو؟ الشعر مالك اللي راح يتغزل بجمال هذه المرأة. And you see here we have a where when as death وحينما يطبق الموت على الوجود shall the world subdue ويغطي الصمت العالم. our love حبنا shall live سيعيش and later life renew وفي الآخرة في الحياة الأخرى سيعيش أو سينهض سيتجدد مرة أخرى. أي أن الحب سيتجدد. سأبقى حبك في هذه الحياة وأيضا في الحياة الأخرى. So this is the explanation of the poem. So let us now see the summary of the poem. This poem is said to have been written on Spenser's love affair and eventual marriage to Elizabeth Boyle, his second wife. Sonnet 75 centers on immortality of spiritual love. تتحدث عن خلود الحب الروحي and the temporarily of physical love ونهاية أو زوال الحب المادي. Overall, Sonnet 75 is about a man promising eternal love to his beloved one. He issues his lover's realistic worries about the loss of love due to death with enchanting words. He was afraid that his love will end by their death. His elaborated and detailed use of language creates a rhythm and deepens the meaning as it goes along with the tone of the verses. Thus, as the poet had anticipated, كما توقع الشاعر, as long as people read and recite this poem, it will last eternally as beautiful sonnets. أي أن نبوءة الكاتب بأنها حبهم سيتجدد وسيستمر تحققت. كلما قرأ أحدهم القصيدة التي كتبت قبل 500 عام سيتذكر علاقة الحب الموجودة بينهم. أي أنه حبهم خالد ما دامت هذه القصيدة خالدة ومستمرة كلما قرأها شخص. وهذا ما نراه الآن ونحن نتناول أو نتحدث عن القصيدة. The themes of the poem. مواضيع القصيدة. So what is the theme? Theme is the central topic or the central idea explored in the text. الفكرة الرئيسية التي تناولت القصيدة. The first theme, transience. الزوال. Nothing lasts forever. لا شيء سيبقى إلى الأبد. Immortality of spiritual love. خلود الحب الروحي. And poetry can immortalize love. قدرة الشعر على تخليد poetic and literary devices. In the poem, there are many poetic and literary devices used by the poet. First one, أول أساليب imagery. الصور المجازية. Look at this. وقلنا الصور المجازية الصورة التي يخلقها الشاعر عن طريق الكلمات والتي تحاكي واحدة من الحواس. أما تحاكي العين يشرح لنا مشهد معين مثل ما في القصيدة، أو يحاكي السمع، أو يحاكي الحواس. Here, imagery. One day I wrote her name upon the strand. So here, the poet creating visual image to us. Okay. صورة مجازية بصرية في عقلنا، احنا صورناها وتخيلنا ان اثنين قاعدين على الساحل وهو كتب اسمها. يصير one day I wrote her name upon the strand. وايضا صورة مجازية في البيت الثاني but came the waves and washed it away. This is the first one, imagery. The second one, alliteration. الجناس أو تكرار الحرف الصحيح في كلمات متعاقبة. Look at the examples. Die in dust. Here, die in dust. Verse your virtue. V, verse and V. Later life. Later life. Love shall live. You see here the sounds, the consonants are repeated, and this is alliteration. The third one is repetition, that repeating the same meaning by many synonym words. هو تكرار كلمات تحتوي على نفس المعنى لكن بكلمات مختلفة. decay تعني الموت، die يموت، death أيضا الموت. So three words, they have the same meaning. The fourth is symbolism. أيضا استخدم الشاعر الرمزية، الصور الرمزية. The sea. البحر له رمزية معينة. اليوز يوحي إلى the distance that is between the lover and his beloved, which is causing pain to the lover. دائما البحر هو يكون فاصل بين بر وبر، فهنا رمزية البحر هو يكون حاجز وفاصل بين الحبيب أو الشاعر وحبيبته، وهو السبب في مسح الاسم. The writing on the sand، كتابة على الرمال، refers to the lover's insistence on making a worldly impact on beloved. The waves، الأمواج، are a constant reminder of the cruelty of love. قسوة الحب، رمز لقسوة الحب. Hunting again and again، التي تتكرر. كلما تأتي الموجة تمسح الاسم، أي تمسح الحب بينهم وتسبب الآلام. By washing away the name of beloved. The waves act as a torrent of torture. The waves also signify time. The erasing of the name by water signifies the transient nature of human life. أيضا رمز للحياة المنتهي، أنه ستنتهي. The seaside or beach، ساحل البحر، also symbolizes as a peaceful, comfortable place where the lover is unselfishly express himself. The lover's writing on the sand، كتابة الشاعر على الرمال، can be a reference to man's inherent desire، رغبة الإنسان الكامنة بداخله، to eternize his being، بتخليد نفسه، to be remembered forever. لكي يتم تذكره إلى الأبد. And also we have personification. التجسيد أو التشخيص، أي إعطاء صفات آدمية لشيء غير آدم. For example here for waves. Waves الأمواج. But came the waves and washed it away. جاء الموج ومسحه. وكأن as if the waves human being، كما لو كان بشر أو شخص معين اجى ومسح هذا الاسم. But came the tide، وجاء المد and my pains his prey، وجعل أحزاني فريسة له. Critical appreciation. التقييم النقدي. The poet desires to commemorate the beloved by inscription. يحاول أن يجسد الحب أو يستذكر أو يحيي الحب عن طريق inscription، النقش أو الكتابة المنقوشة على شيء، وكأنما يترك بصمة. He tries writing off the page to the outdoors, leads to a lover's debate about death and time. Here we know that the lover believes that everything will end to the power of nature, and everyone will die, just like everything else on the earth. But the poet believes otherwise. He feels that their love will stay alive forever, and she will be famous. You shall live by my fame. The poet wants to immortalize their love. يريد تخليد الحب through his writings, and it will be known until the heavens. يكون معروفان حتى في السماء في الحياة الأخرى. Assignment. So please, next lecture, please read the next topic, which is fiction. موضوعنا القادم المهم جدا هو القصة، بعد أن انتهينا من الشعر بالصفحات pages 9, 10, 11, 12 till the types of prose fiction، إلى موضوعة أنواع القصة أو السرد القصصي is not included، ما داخله. لأن الصفحات، لكن هذا الموضوع في صفحة 12 غير داخل. So, end of the lecture, I will write on the sand, stay home and save lives, and I wish you the best, and I will leave you by flowers with thank you for your listening. Thank you very much indeed. Take care.